Here on stream 1, where we see the top seed
25
of the Pro Tour at the moment, Luke Humphries, taking on a man who had a really good run last Saturday,
25.
Jamie Hughes, recovering from some injury troubles and starting to look every inch the player who went and won a Euro Tour in Prague a few years ago. Can he overhaul Humphries in this one? We'll find out over the next possible 11 legs with me, Chris Murphy, and in the company of Glenn Durrant.
Bullseye, Jamie.
Yes, I've been sort of waiting for someone who I know really well to sort of commentate on, and Jamie Hughes is just one of the best friends I've ever had. I trust him with absolutely anything. I can't tell you how delighted I was last week for him, because I think he had concerns about his game, and then he went to a county game just before Players Championships 1 and 2 and had a massive average, and he was absolutely delighted last week. I sent him a message, now get to bed, get yourself ready for tomorrow, and he had another good day. Earned himself 10 grand last week. Wonderful.
Yeah, not bad work if you can get it. But if he's going to get to the last 16 stage once again, he's going to have to do something that he's never done,
26.
which is beat Luke Humphries. 3 times a pair have met. On all 3 occasions, Luke Humphries has come out on top, although in 2 of them, it did go down to a last leg decider.
61.
Which sort of defeats my objective, the argument that maybe the pace of Jamie is the only thing that could stop the rampant Luke Humphries, who I always feel his dance partner is someone with the pace that he plays at.
93.
Jamie's not slow, but he's very, very methodical. He won't speed up for anybody. This guy, I'm just an absolutely massive fan. I think he's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and he's been showing it already today as Luke Humphries with his performances in getting to this board final. His average against Brian Roman in the previous round, 103.65. It was a 6-1 win, the same scoreline that he won the first match with, over Rusty Jake Rodriguez.
And after 12 darts, Jamie won 72. A lot of players are going the treble 16 route. And that's the route that Jamie decides on. So it looks like he's going to have a dart at tops for the first leg. No pressure on it. What a decisive finish that is. And this is a new and improved Jamie Hughes, that's for sure. I talk to him most days and he's
100.
in a real good space right now, but just watch his eyes here. Just this is what I call for. Just look at that. All he can see is the treble 20. He'll try not to blink and nothing else. He'll look at the 19s there.
97.
He's just in a real good space. That means he's totally focused.
Yeah, such a solid player, isn't he, Jamie Hughes, when he is on his game. Almost a bit of a throwback in terms of the style and pace of play that you mentioned. Really is an aimer compared to these modern, free-flowing, fast-throwing types such as Luke Humphries.
Yeah, it's not fair, is it? How easy this man in your picture now makes the game look. When he is going well, he is just a joy, and I mean joy to watch. And when you stood behind him and you throw in arguably I was the same pace as Jamie, and just thinking how can they make the game so effortless? So Jamie has to use all the nous, all the experience, all the knowledge of winning games to try and
97.
overcome the fluency and natural ability of his opponent right now, the #1 seed, who was absolutely flying.
Yeah, we saw Humphries go absolutely bonkers last week in one of his matches, an average of 119.15, a second round win against Luke Woodhouse.
46.
He did well to get a leg in that one, to be fair.
119 average, best of 11. I mean, it's just disgusting. But that's how good the game is right now. And Luke Humphries misses his first dart and a double.
Yeah, the 120 just beyond him there, but he'll come back. Double 10.
$47.
So Luke Humphries, after 15 darts, he'll just want to put this one to bed. And the last thing you want to do is give Jamie Hughes an opportunity at a big finish. I do have a stat here somewhere.
Well, no big finish this time for Jamie Hughes, so it allows Humphries a chance to come back.
133.
Not a player that's phased by the fives, and he hits it to level the match at 1 apiece.
$96.
Yeah, when you talk about what is needed to be someone Luke Humphries, maybe that 157 are going to be the types of opportunities he's going to get. But Jamie's already in 2023 registered 1,400 plus outshots. That's 22% of his winning legs. That's the kind of guy he is, that he's never beaten. And any type of finish for him is one that he's, I'm going to take this out, I'm going to finish this. And when you're playing the #1 seed, it might be the only scraps he's going to get.
Some stat that you came prepared.
42.
1 in 5 legs, basically. Jamie Hughes taking out a 3-figure finish.
When it sits below, he's got such a long dart as Jamie. He will use the 19s, and he uses them 19s very, very effectively. And as much as we've waxed lyrical about the man in your picture,
59.
It's Jamie Hughes right now who's taking the ascendancy. And the only thing I can put to is Luke likes a faster pace. That's the only thing I can put it down to. But this is the different challenges that Luke has to face now. You're not going to come across Van Gerwens and all that pace, Michael Smiths all the time. And you're going to come across players who want to tough it out. They want to win. They want to win dirty. They want to win ugly. And that's the type of player that Jamie Hughes is. And when Jamie Hughes is playing well, it's very, very tough to beat.
Treble 20 would leave double 18. No pressure really when he comes back. We saw that winning ugly from Scott Waits earlier on over on the other streaming board. He played Joe Cullen, who was in that Rolls Royce form that we see from Joe. Averaged 108.57, and Scott with a 98 beat him 6-4.
Yeah, it was Joe Cullen who won it last year. Played championships 3 and 4. As Jamie looks at double 18.
Game shot.
That is just absolute perfection. And as a dart player, when you've got 2 darts, them types of finishes, they feel fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. And it just really hurts Luke Humphries, who sat in a double, and Luke Humphries will be thinking, I wonder, will I get a chance? And then after 2 darts and you hear that game shot sound, it just gives Jamie that free roll in this leg.
100.
Just confirmation of the last 16 match that will be featured on this board. It's going to be Gadwin Price against Richard Vainstrat.
100.
Having a good run today. First year as a tour card holder.
Yes, I call Richard an underachiever recently. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet in darts. And I meant it with the nicest of compliments, because he is talented with a capital T. And he started this PDC career absolutely fantastic, but he's a very, very talented man. Super quick,
100.
big scorer. And if he gets his doubles going, could be very dangerous today.
Over on the other streaming board, a bit of a shock result in the last 32. Neil Zonneveld has just closed out a 6-4 win
97.
over the former world champion Rob Cross. And in the last 16, that means a meeting between Zonneveld and Matt Campbell for a quarter-final place
60.
in the same section of the draw as Jan van Veen, who will meet Johnny Clayton.
That's a great dart. You'll want to follow that one up.
140.
64 is a lovely finish for a dart player. Luke Humphries on 141. You felt that was a bit of a must get.
The winner of this match will take 65 on either Andrew Gilding or Adam Gavlas. Hughes could move halfway to that victory if he can clean this up, and that's a perfect start. Well, Glenn, you mentioned the 3-figure finishing, but the 2-figure finishing has been absolutely sublime in this game so far from Hughes.
Yeah, that 66 finish in the previous leg, and that 64 finish there, that just makes you feel absolutely 10 foot tall, because you know you're finishing well. And all these players can hit ton 40s, ton 80s. And right now with 3-1 up and a good start like that, and you'll see Luke hit the 1. And what you want to do when you're playing Luke, you want to see is negative body language. If I was in Luke's corner, I would sort of say to him, the best thing you could do now is your reactions when you're not playing as well, because it's a good feeling when you know your opponent is being affected or is not playing as well, because he's uber talented, the man in your picture, and number 1 seed.
60.
The shake of the head there will just be meat and drink to this man.
So just allow me to put you in the picture of where we are in the tournament. So as I said, the winner of this match taking on Gilding or Gavlas in the last 16. The winner
60.
of that taking on Price or Veenstra in the quarterfinals. Next section of the draw, Kim Hybrex against Ricardo Pietrasco has just beaten Chris Doby to get to the round of 16. He will take on, the winner of that will take on either Josh Rock, Steve Lennon or Adam Warner. And then Ross Smith playing Gabriel Clemens, Madas Razmar playing Nopper or Disvan. Then that bottom section I mentioned featuring Campbell, Zonneveld, Clayton and Van Veen.
It's all opening very nicely, and at this point now people will start feeling they can go on and win this. Once you get out to your board final, once you hear the words that you're in the last 16, any nerves in your body are gone. Eradicated, finished, finito, and now you're just thinking of that winning line, and that's when the big 100+ averages come, because these relaxed players are unbelievable. As Humphries looks for double 60, needs it.
30.
Because I tell you what, I do not see Jamie Hughes the way he's finishing, missing this 46.
Yeah, that could be the big moment in this match. Hughes having broken Humphries. Humphries missing his chance to break back, and you could see him. He didn't think he was going to miss either, by Luke's expression behind Jamie Hughes there as he popped in that tops to lead the match 4-1.
80.
And that was a rather nonchalant, lethargic dart there from Luke Humphries. I don't know if he looks like a man that might think he's half beaten already here.
He demonstrates all the qualities, has all the attributes when he's absolutely flying. The next aspect for Luke Humphries is to win ugly, to have a B game and win.
180.
And that if I was in his position right now, I would think, come on, let's win with a 90 average. Let's win with a 92 average. The 119 averages are absolutely beautiful, sublime, fantastic, virtuoso. But I want to see a plan B from Luke Humphries.
Yeah, you'd have to say the most significant result of the year so far for Luke Humphries. Humphries 8, Doby 10, last 16 of the Masters.
100.
Chris Doby going on to win the tournament and therefore get himself in the Premier League, which Humphries was, of course, devastated to be left out of.
Yeah, and rightly so. I sent him a message to say, you know, unlucky. I thought he was in, you know, but there again, I had Gabriel Clemens in, so it shows you what I know.
52.
Well, he can force his way in. He's 5th in the world rankings, of course. If he gets to the top 4 by the end of the year, then doesn't need to be picked, does he?
The future's bright.
89.
But for Jamie Hughes, he's crest of a wave right now. He's beginning to look at his rankings, what he has to defend. He'll tell you he wasn't.
105.
That's good thinking. At 107. But I don't think Humphries will miss twice. Or will he?
Game shot.
Yeah, just keeps himself in contention in this game. Had he opened the door to Hughes on a dangerous finish there, it could have been the end of the road for Luke Humphries, but he just keeps Hughes 2 legs away. And then the amount of times I hear dart players say they always feel that is the important thing, to stop them from getting within 1, because then they're probably going to get chances.
And Humphries will hate that first one, but that's the quality of the man. Where's Jamie? He just holds his hand there and then release. Holds his hand there. It's one of the nicest throws that you'll see on the Pro Tour, because it's so, when you're looking for replication, it's not
85.
difficult to do. If you can get the hand alignment right, there's not an awful lot. It's not that pendulum clock movement like Luke's doing.
137.
Yeah, it's a very teachable throw, isn't it? I know you do some coaching, Glenn, and that's the kind of textbook sort of action that you'd be looking for, I assume.
It's because he can do it the same every time. It's just that little pullback. Watch the arm go back there now.
100.
Minuscule pullback, micro pullback. Whereas this guy, it's all starts. Look at that. It's just absolutely frightening how easy he makes the game. It's like watching Michael Smith. You just think it's just not fair.
And this could be Humphries making his move here. Because Hughes now is going to have to find a couple of trebles.
I'm desperate for a 9-darter, Murph, and I have to say that the Jamie Hughes 9-darter against Alan Suits last year still makes me laugh.
71.
Is that the one where he miscounted on a 9?
He certainly did. He said he had more hits for that than any other moment he's had in darts. Double 16 is not the friend of Humphries right now, so that'll give some hope to Jamie. He needs that middle treble there.
60.
Will it be third time lucky on double 16?
16.
Where have those doubles gone, he asks himself, because Jamie Hughes has been so proficient on 100+ finishes in 2023. Here's his opportunity.
Yeah, he's due one based on the ratio. 22% of legs won with 3-figure finishes, but he couldn't use what looked like a perfect guide.
56. Game shot.
He's been second best throughout this game as Luke Humphries, but he's got the darts right now. It's back on throw. And Jamie Hughes, has he had his chances? Because once this guy starts motoring, it's very, very difficult to pull back.
Yeah, not the supreme standard that we've come to expect from Luke Humphries, and Jamie Hughes has to think that he's there for the taking.
58.
Adam Warner continue to lead against Steve Lennon. What a story that man is about.
Yeah, remarkable really, Adam Warner's rapid progression. This time, and I'm not exaggerating, about 4 months ago, nobody in darts had ever heard of him.
I commentated on him, I was getting corrected on Twitter, I was getting private messages. But then I met them all. They were absolutely fantastic when they come down to Portsmouth.
140.
Imagine what they're doing right now as they're watching him continue. He's very, very close to getting to the last 16.
Yeah, I'd only ever played university darts. He then went to the amateur darts circuit, did well there, got himself into the Modus Super Series, won there, then went to Q School and won a tour card immediately.
You must think this game's too easy. A fat 17 leaves
61.
tops. A different opportunity to go, a different double on the board for Humphries, and Hughes is a long way back. And you talked about this is not the barnstorming averages, but this is what I want to see from Luke Humphries. I want to see him win with an 89 average.
94.
I want him to come off from a scrappy 6-5 where he's had to dig deep, because that's the next phase for him. Because he can do anything on a dartboard. He's demonstrated that. He's won title after title. Well, let's just see that one element of the game which I still think needs the box to be ticked.
I wonder if that would actually be more satisfying for him as well. Glenn is able to sweep players aside, but if he does go and win the title today with a couple of wins in this kind of ilk, whether it will just be a little bit more rewarding for Luke.
If I was in his management, if I was in his corner, that's what I would be saying to him.
100.
Jamie Hughes was he's gone quiet for a couple of legs. That 180 was just what the doctor ordered. And there's them eyes again.
Oh, thought he was going to deliver you that 9 darter, assuming he would go the right way on what he left at the end.
That was hilarious. I think the actual reaction from Alan Souter also sort of made it for me. It was like Laurel and Hardy scratching his head. It's Jamie Hughes with the darts here. He needs a treble, you'd think, as Luke is beginning to motor. He's found that 5th gear.
100.
And before the afterburners go on.
Yeah, it's 3 straight legs for Luke Humphries, looking to make it 4.
180.
And that maximum gives him a big chance, unless Hughes can take out this famous finish, and that won't happen.
Yes, I spent time with Keith last week, and he never mentioned it once. It's for which way is he going to go, because 16s hasn't been good to him. With 1 dart in your hand, usually
12.
He is getting super and utterly frustrated at his favourite double. For Jamie Hughes, 80 is very simple in one way. 20 is a must, treble 20 is the bonus. There's the Brucey bonus, double 10. And near the types of finishes, that's 66 in 2 darts, 64 in 2 darts, 46 in 2 darts, and that 80 will feel as sweeter than all of them.
134.
Just get your opinion, Glenn. Luke has been going for double 16 in this game with no joy. I know you are very much a double 16 merchant, but is it advisable to switch away from it?
I think my
58.
mentality would have been on that is exactly what he had. With one dart in your hand, sometimes your philosophy is, I can't hit it with 3, but just give me one dart
140.
and I'll hit it. So I think that's exactly what Luke would be thinking. And the last thing you want to be doing midway during a game at 5-4-4 each is thinking, which double shall I go for? That's his go-to double. But the beauty of this game is it's 2 or 3 millimeters difference. And but in this game, it means the difference between 5-4 up and 5-4 down.
180.
Just but look at that.
And that might be the difference between 5-5. The third max of the match. The number 1 seed, who looks like he might be about to take this match a distance. Now remember what we said at the start of the game.
58.
Jamie Hughes never beaten Luke Humphries, but twice got to last leg deciders against him. That's where he finds himself again. He does have the darts in it. But Luke Humphries has won 4 of the last 5 legs in this game.
He's won 4 of the last 5, but it's Jamie's darts. And in this cutthroat game where there's hardly anything to split between these players, is Jamie still got the advantage? You'd have to say yes after that start. Confirmation,
by the way, that Adam Warner is in the last 16. He's beaten Steve Lennon and will take on Josh Rock for a place in the quarterfinals today.
Absolutely unbelievable.
96.
And that last start will feel like gold dust.
Humphries playing catch up here. He's 96. In the seat of the chaser. But Jamie Hughes keeps getting all the questions right.
But I wouldn't shake your head in front of Jamie. Just take your darts out, shake your head now if you need to. Because Jamie will be thinking, gotcha.
140. $59. Advantage
Hughes. It's his to lose from this point. The man who's been absolutely on fire in 2023 is absolutely delighted with the way he's playing his darts right now. It should be treble 10 if he's thinking. But knowing the way he finishes his 141s, you'll never know. But treble 10 is the shot.
Oh, and he's picked it off perfectly. What a setup that is. All Luke Humphries can now do is hit and hope.
108.
Well, he's hit, Glenn. Here comes the hope.
36 at 5-5. As he walked in, if you'd have offered him 36 for the match, he'd have snapped your hands off. He'll hate that because double 9 is an absolute stinker. But for Jamie Hughes, he absolutely adores it. It went right in the middle, and what a fantastic game. A real clash of styles there. The methodical play, the real match play of Jamie Hughes, the experience against the fluent, the flair, the number 1 seed of Luke Humphries. He's on a mission right now, is Jamie Hughes. A fantastic weekend last week has been replicated today, and there's the stats. And look at that one, that stands out to me. 27% on the checkout success for Luke Humphries, 85.7 for Jamie Hughes. That was the difference, and it's Jamie Hughes who continues to march on.